Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
dog.
good afternoon.
Hello,
Good
Doc.
Good
afternoon.
Good afternoon,
afternoon.
Doc.
Good afternoon, dog.
Please, how are we?
We're
We
doing
are
Dog,
good.
fine,
good.
thank
We
you.
are
Best,
well.
Doc.
Okay, so
Doc,
please,
how are
I'm
you?
ready. I'm doing very well, my brother.
Thank you, Doc.
Okay, so let's listen to group. Is it group five?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we hope that you make things better today. We've given you another opportunity, so try as much as possible to impress us. Thanks. Please, you may proceed.
Okay, sir. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good
Uh,
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
yeah, my name is Richard, and group five. We're going to have our presentation again on productivity. The topic outline, we're going to be discussing what productivity software is, core categories that runs the modern business, software used in modern day businesses, the role of artificial intelligence as AI in modern day business, how to choose and use the right tools, the future trends. So I'm going to leave this to my other colleague, Emma, who's going to take over and then take us from here. So, Omia, over to you, please.
Okay, thanks, bro. So, good afternoon, doc, and good afternoon, colleagues. So, we will start with the two main pillars that support modern work. So, I'll start by explaining what productivity is. So, productivity is simply the ratio of work output to work input. And then softwares in this category, we are talking about application softwares. And application softwares, we know they are made to get works or jobs done. So if we fuse this together, so we are applying productivity in IT. So productivity softwares are simply sheets of or collection of application programs designed to help users produce information and complete tasks more efficiently and effectively. So, for productivity software, it is mostly based on individual and team level. So it helps individuals and teams to produce work faster, better, and more organized. Now, business software. So business softwares are a set of computer programs used in organizations to perform, manage, or automate various business functions. So for business softwares, they are used at the organizational levels or business levels. So business softwares are mostly helps to increase profitability, improve efficiency, reduce costs, and provide measurable data for decision making. So we are coming to our goal today is to explore how these tools work, why they matter, and how they shape the future of business. Now, so we'll talk about importance of productivity software. Now, we say productivity software is the engine of daily work. So what we mean by is the engine of daily work. We mean that these softwares are the central force behind executing and managing professional tasks on daily basis. So these application softwares helps in producing information, and then their core purpose to make work easier, faster, and more accurate or efficient. They help users to create documents, presentation, databases, and charts. And then it takes manual, repetitive human effort, and then it digitalizes it. So this means it makes our information or in a digital form. Now, the purpose of business software. So we say business softwares are the brain of the organization. So what we mean by this is that it's the center that connects and directs the business's functions. So it's made up of softwares that are specifically made to execute complex business functions. So unlike the productivity software, which performs a general task, business software are more specific, or they perform specific tasks. So examples are payroll system, inventory tracking, customer databases. And it scales up from small startup tools to massive global enterprise systems. Now, so evolution of workplace technology. So we are entering a bit of history about the workplace technology. So before the personal computers emerged, we were having typewriters. So in the 1980s, the desktop came and then it took over the typewriters. And then in the 1990s, the rise of software suite into bracket bundled office tools. So when we say bundle office tools, we mean collection of softwares together. So instead of the softwares being separate, we bundle them, or we group them together. So that's what bundled office tool mean. 2000 internet connectivity brings about emails and shared servers. And 2010s, the cloud revolution. So cloud revolution means we gradually adopted to using clouds. So work moved online. Now today, mobile access, real-time collaboration, and artificial intelligence integration. Now, categories of productivity softwares. So to understand productivity tools, we break them into 4 pillars. So word processing, so we have a picture of Google Docs and Microsoft Word. Spreadsheets, you have Google Sheets and Microsoft Excel. Presentation, we have Google Slides and then PowerPoint. And then we also have the Notion application or software. So we'll go a bit deeper. So word processing softwares. So these are softwares that helps us to create, edit, and format our documents. So this one is beyond the typewriter. So now if you want to create your documents, there's no need of using a typewriter. So now we use word processing softwares. And then the features, they help to check our spellings, track our grammar, formatting templates, and real-time co-authoring. So real-time co-authoring is a cloud-based collaboration feature that allows multiple users to edit documents. So let's say I created my documents, I have my colleagues who just tap on a link and then they will be able to edit the document I created. And then use case. So we use this in business proposals, writing academic reports, and also official letters. Now, spreadsheets. So we say spreadsheet is language of numbers. Now, language of numbers, we mean in saying it's language of numbers, it means that we use numerical digits, symbols, and specific notations to express information. So it organizes data in rows and columns for easy analysis. And then mathematical calculations, data sorting, and logical formulas. So right now, I can use a spreadsheet to find the mean or average. So now, for the visual power, we say it turns raw number into instantly readable charts and graphs. So way back in high school, way back in JHS and senior high school, we learned statistics and we learned ways of illustrating data. So we learned pie charts, bar chart, histogram. So with the spreadsheet, we can do all this in a digital form. Now, it is so use case. It is used for budgeting, data tracking, and financial forecasting. So financial forecasting simply means a way of process companies track their financial future. So that's what financial forecasting means. Now we have presentation software. So these are softwares used to create and present documents in a professional way. So some examples are Google Slides and Microsoft PowerPoint. They also help us to create slides with text, images, and animation, which is useful for class presentation or business meeting. So we were able to create this with the help of the Microsoft PowerPoint. So it's easy to use and it allows many people from different locations to work on the same document. Many businesses use it to present data. Evans. Sorry, I don't know what happened. Okay, so let's continue with the note-taking and organization softwares. So we say it is the digital brain. Digital brain in the sense that, okay, so our brain is used for storing information. So things we will need, our brain is used for storing it. So instead of using notebooks for storing information, we can use these note-taking softwares to keep information that will be vital to us in the future. And then one feature is that you can sync information across all devices. So if I have an information on my laptop and I want to access it on my phone, after syncing, I'll be able to get all the information I stored on my laptop. And then it has a feature, which is an advantage, which is search ability. So let's say some time ago, I was having a class and then about softwares. So when I enter this app and then I tap the search button or where I used to search, and I search for software, I don't have to type everything. I just have to search a keyword and then I'll get all I need. And then it's used in meetings, it's used in personal to-do list and also brainstorming. Now, categories of business software. So business softwares we explained earlier are suites or collections of softwares used by an organization to perform and manage various business functions. So we will talk about some of these business software. So we have customer relation management, enterprise resource management, project management software, communication and collaboration tools, human resource management, financial and accounting software. Now, the customer relation management or CRM, it is a technology-driven strategy which combines systems, practices, and data analysis to manage all customer interactions. So this one manages activities performed by or interactions with the customer. So it manages the buyer's journey. So what it does, it tracks emails, phone calls, sales leads, and purchase history. And then the goal for this software is improve business relationships, retain customers, and drive sales. So one advantage, now no more lost contacts because everything is one digital vault. Enterprise Resource Planning, ERP. So this is an integrated software used by companies for business processes. So we say it's the central nervous system of a business. This is because it integrates all business processes into one unified system. So it ties together the supply chain, manufacturing, finance, human resource. An advantage, it prevents data duplication and ensures all departments are looking at the exact same numbers. So with this, no one can manipulate numbers. When you manipulate numbers, every department can see what you are doing. Okay, project management software. So they are structured sets of tools used by teams and individuals to plan and monitor projects efficiently. So it helps them to keep track. And then some of its key features. So you get to know who is doing what. And then it also has features that track deadline and timeline. And progress visualization, so Kanban boards. So these are simply whiteboards used to manage workflows by representing tasks. So it's used to represent tasks in a form done, in progress, and then to do. And then the Gantt charts. So it uses bar charts to show project schedule and also displays tasks against a timeline. So this one ensures that massive projects are finished on time and within budget. Communication and collaboration tools. So these are tools that help teams share information and work together towards goals. So we say this is the foundation of remote work. So remote work simply means working outside the workplace or office. So you can work at home or any other location. So now the modern office is no longer a physical place, it is a digital space. So people all over the world can send messages and have a video conference, whilst even sometimes they I don't know how to say it, but they can make video calls all over the globe. Sometimes you don't know someone, but you can be communicating with that person. Yes. And then multiple people edit the same document at the exact same time from different countries. Okay. Human Resource Management Systems, HRMS. So it's a collection or suite of software application that automates and manages HR processes such as payrolls, recruitment, and benefits. So in most businesses, we know HR. So this one is like HR, it helps the HR, but this one is digital. So it is HR in a digital form. So recruitment and applicants tracking, payroll and benefit administration, performance reviews, and attendance tracking. So it frees the HR professionals to focus on company culture rather than paperwork. Now, financial and accounting softwares. So they are digital tools used to record, automate, and manage day-to-day business financial transaction. So this one tracks our financial transaction. It records and processes account transactions. Modules involve accounts payable, accounts receivable, journal, payroll, and general ledger. So general ledger is a master record keeping system for a company's financial data. Why is it vital? This is important because it ensures legal tax compliance, tracks cash flow, and prevents financial errors that could ruin a business. Now, the big shift, on-premise versus cloud software. So we are coming to talk about the on-premise and cloud software, and then we will know the difference between the on-premise and then cloud software. So on-premise, it refers to software and IT infrastructure hosted within an organization's own facility, such as local servers or private data center. And then the cloud refers to servers accessed over the internet, along with the software and the database that run on them. So on the on-premise is installed on companies' computers. Company maintains the service and then high upfront cost. So we're doing this, you have to pay a lot of money to build an infrastructure for this. And then the cloud software is accessed via the internet browser. It is hosted by the software provider. So monthly subscription costs, and sometimes it's even free. And it can also be accessed from anywhere. So this is where I'll end for my colleague Anita to continue. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Doc. My name is Anita Doglu, and I'll take you through the role of artificial intelligence, which is popularly known as the AI. So when we say artificial intelligence, it is a technology that enables computers or softwares to perform tasks that normally requires human intelligence. Someone may ask, is AI a productivity or business software? AI is not just a type of software, but it is a technology on its own and used inside many kinds of software. So it can be included in both business and productivity software. So in simple terms, AI makes a computer smart to assist humans. So we say AI is now built into productivity and business software in a sense that AI isn't a separate program you download anymore, but it is embedded right inside tools you already use. So tools like the Microsoft Word, Excel, Google Docs, Salesforce, and so on and so forth, even WhatsApp. So talking of the generative AI can draft emails, summarize long reports, or create presentation slides instantly. So let's take drafting the emails for instance. Let's say you write a follow-up email to a client about the meeting and it generates a full draft for you. You get it? So this is one of the creative side of AI. It makes content for you. Also, summarizing reports. Let's say you sit with a 20 pages of PDF report, and then it gives you a 5 bullet summary. Is that not creativity? Yes. Also, it creates slides. Let's say you give it a topic and it's built out or warn about inventory shortages. For instance, this is the forecasting side of it to happen next, like the sales trend. So let's say based on last 6 months sales that was had, it's going to use that to develop a future sales trend. Let's say based on last 6 months, sales will drop for about 15% in December. That's a scenario. And with the inventory shortages, you run out of, let's say it can tell you that you run out of stock for maybe product A in the next 3 weeks to come. It's going to give you that outcome based on what's or the how the sales went maybe past months or few past weeks ago. So businesses use this to make decisions before problems even what happen. So when you say software, it's no longer just a tool, but it is becoming a digital assistant in our daily lives. Speaking of core advantages of these tools, one, I would say it's massive efficiency. Tasks that took days now, took days to complete, now can take few minutes to finish up. To do, like to summarize, let's say a 50 pages of reports can be summarized by these two within just a few minutes, or let me say 5 minutes, creating 20 slides of pages for you. Secondly, it's cost reduction. So you don't need to print stacks of papers or rent big storage room anymore. Everything is now digital, so it's cheaper and easier to manage. Also, better decision making. So real-time data allows managers to make informed choices. So instead of guessing or waiting for monthly reports, managers can see what's happening right now. Example, sales are dropping today instead of sales dropped last month. You see, so this helps them fix problems even before they occur. And talking of global scalability, a small business can operate with the digital power of a massive corporation. So even a small shop in Accra, let's say, can use the same smart tool that a big company or the big companies like Amazon use. So let's say the internet plus AI it levels the playing field. You don't need a huge office or staff to compete globally. Challenges and risk in using these tools. With everything, it has an advantage and disadvantages. So it isn't all perfect. Businesses face real hurdles. First, we say cybersecurity. Storing all data digitally makes companies vulnerable to hacking and data breaches. So when everything is online, hackers can steal customers' info or lock your system and demand money. One attack can ruin a company's reputation and cost millions of money. Also, high costs. Enterprise software subscriptions can become extremely expensive. So tools like the Microsoft 365 or let me say Salesforce they charge you monthly or yearly. But let's say for the big companies, it is fine for them. But for small businesses, those fees add up and it makes their cost go high. And the learning curves also. It requires constant training to keep up with software updates and new tools. So software changes all the time. If your staff does not know how to use the new version, they slow down instead of being faster. You have to keep training them until they become let me say they become used to it. And also downtime. If the internet goes down, the work stops. Old paper systems still work without Wi-Fi, like typewriter, as my colleague said. But cloud-based software doesn't. So when there is no internet, automatically you cannot access files. There will be no sales and then no work. So this is a real-time example. In 2017, Max Shipping Company lost about $300 million in a cyber attack called ransomware. So hackers shut down Maersk's whole computer system. Ships couldn't move, ports couldn't operate, all because enterprise resource planning, which is the ERP for short, that system was the main business software. So it got hacked and everything got locked down. The future trends in workplace software. So how do managers decide what to buy? Choosing the right software. How do managers decide what to buy? They first of all have to identify their need. Let's say, what is the actual problem you need to solve? So you need to figure out what the problem actually is. That is when you can know the type of software to get. And also budgeting. Can we afford the monthly subscriptions or not compared to the big companies and the smaller businesses? Also, integration comes in. Will this new software communicate properly with the software we already own? You need to make all those preferences before you proceed. And then user-friendly. Will the staff actually understand how to use it? That is where the training also comes in. So the future trends in workplace software. So what does the future hold? What does the future hold? Let me say hyper-automation. Software that automatically handles routine tasks without human prompting. So right now, you still have to tell AI, summarize this report for me. But who knows, in the future, the software will just do it on its own before you even ask. Example, it sees you always send a Monday sales report. So it writes and sends it automatically every Monday. So it's more or less like your daily routine, something you do every day. So it has adapted to that style. And also mobile first design. Software built specifically to run entirely from a smartphone. So instead of making software for computers first and phones second, companies will design it for phones first, because most companies will design it for phones first because most people now work from their mobile phones, even in places like Accra. You'll be able to run your whole business from WhatsApp or a similar app. Augmented reality, which is virtual collaboration spaces replacing traditional video calls. So instead of Zoom calls with black squares or glasses or your phone, it will feel like you are sitting in the same room with your team, even if they are in another country. And also the lines between productivity and complex business management will continue to blur, meaning the future is somewhat unpredictable. So let's say the apps you use for personal staffs and the apps companies use for big businesses will start to look the same. Why? WhatsApp today is already used for both chatting with friends and taking customer orders. In the future, the line between work app and personal app will disappear, and that makes it hard to predict exactly what's coming next. Summary and conclusion. I think I'll leave that to Richard to summarize everything for us.
All right, thank you, Anita. Bringing it all together, productivity software empowers the individual employee. Business software also empowers the entire organizations. And together, they are the foundation of a modern economy. Also, to succeed in today's workforce, understanding and mastering these digital tools is no longer optional. It is strictly required. Thank you all. And at this point, we're going to end our presentation and ask the class if they've got any questions.
Yes, please. Please, do you have any question for them? Questions? Mike, your hand is up.
Yes, Doc. I want to know, why is enterprise software important?
Okay. Can I answer?
Sure.
Why is enterprise software important? It is essential because it ensures smooth coordination across the organization. So it boosts productivity and also supports long-term business success. Like the example I just gave with the MESC enterprise being hacked in 2017. You see, when their ERP got hacked, all systems got what broke down, and they had to lose their ship and everything. So that is why it is very important.
Okay, I think Winfred, Apia, your hand is up. You can go ahead and ask your question.
Yes, doctor. Thank you. Please, I would like to know the difference between productivity software and business software.
Okay, so productivity software helps us to work faster and efficiently, as I explained earlier. And then one thing is the productivity software does it at a team or individual level. And the business software, it helps business or organizations to manage and control activities in the business. So with the business softwares, it does it at an organizational or business level. Thank you.
We're hoping that you give us examples of the productivity software and then the business software. Can you give us examples of the productivity software and the business softwares?
Okay, thank you, Doc. So with the productivity software, we have Google Docs, we have slides, we have Google Sheets, we have PowerPoint. And then when we come to the business softwares, so with the business softwares, we can mention QuickBooks Online. We can also mention the HubSpot, and we can also mention Salesforce. Thank you.
Nathaniel.
Yes, all right. Please, my question is, given a merit of the productivity software or business software to be increase in productivity, and demerits like cyber attack and asking for ransom, is it still advantageous or expedient for us to launch more into productivity software?
Please, is it still advantageous for what?
Yeah, or how do you call it? Like, is it still a good deal to go in for, since maybe you are saving your important informations and client information on the cloud, and some cyber attacker can just create some software, how do you call it, virus to attack you, then ask for ransom before giving you antivirus. Is it still expedient for the company to invest more or into productivity softwares?
Yeah, thanks for your question. So we said productivity software. So a productivity software like a word processing one, which is Word, it has taken over typewriters. So if I may ask, so let's say because you don't want to pay the amount and you want to work on a document, are you going to use a typewriter? Good. So we will use word processing document to do that.
And that is because the word processing makes it more easier and faster compared to the typewriter.
If I can get your question well, you mean is it still more advisable other than the traditional companies process, like the way they carry out their process? I would say yes, but what I would recommend for you to do is you have to invest more into your securities. See, there's a rising cyber attack and there is a rise in cyber protection as well. So yeah, that's my opinion. Nathaniel, are
Okay,
you
any other question for them? All right. Linda, are you here? Is Jesse, the main course rep, also here? Okay, none of them. All right. I'm told next week we have a face-to-face. Thank you, my brother. Thank you for stop sharing your screen. Let me first talk about your presentation. You can stop sharing, my brother. Yeah. This is an improved version as compared to the initial one you did. And it is just fair if we give your group 27. I think it's fair because this is an improved version as compared to the initial one. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Doc.
you, Doc.
Thank
Thank
you, Doc.
you.
God bless you for
God
giving us
bless
a
you.
second chance.
Yeah.
God
God
should
bless
bless
you.
you for giving us a second
Yeah.
chance.
Doc, may
That's
you
fine.
live long. May you
Thank
live
you
long.
very much, sir. May God bless you.
Amen. Great. So, colleagues, next week I'm going to meet you for a face-to-face session, and we'll have some revision and also revise towards the pending examination. I would like to plead with everyone, regardless of your geographical location, try as much as possible to show up for that revision, God willing, next week on campus. Because once I do that, I'll not be able to run any other revision with any other person aside the normal one that I'll be doing in class. So try as much as possible to show up in class, God willing, next week. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you so much, Doc.
Thank you, Doc, for the opportunity once again. Really do appreciate.
Anytime. Okay. See you, God willing, next week then.
Have a nice weekend, sir.
Same, please. Bye.
Bye-bye.